Hello. How about that ride in? I guess that's why they call it Sin City. You guys might not know this, but I consider myself a bit of a winner. I tend to think of myself as a one-man winner's circle. But when Ross and Packy won this week, I knew they were a part of my own. When before there was one in the winner's circle, now there's three. For the last 4 weeks I thought, wait a second, could it be? Could they lose every week? But then there we were, running around the desert together in fantasy football heaven, looking for RB1s and cocaine. So tonight, I make a toast. To week 5 in the LDFFL. Nancy told Jordan to meet him at the corner of Get a Map and Fuck Off this week as he took down the last undefeated team. It wasn't always pretty, but Nancy did what the LDFFL has been trying to do all season. Nancy remains competitive going into week 6 in 3rd place, while the loss did nothing to affect Jordan's standing as he stays in 1st.
What did you say, I was raped last night?
Actually.
Tom Brady led the charge again this week for Nancy as he dropped 28 points against the Falcons. Cooper Kupp continued to be the Rams' lone bright spot as he turned in a 7 for 125 and 1 outing against Dallas, who Nancy also started and got 25 points out of.
Being this bad at fantasy football isn't illegal, it's just frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden. The Evans spent last week trading away most of their team, but clearly it didn't pay off as they scored the least amount of points for the 3rd time this season. Their stock is reaching an all-time low in 7th place, while I scored the most points this week and maintained my 4th place standing.
I think in a healthy relationship, sometimes a guy should be able to do what he wants to do.
That is not how this works!
Oh, good! Because whatever this is, ain't working for me.
Justin Jefferson was the main beneficiary of Kirk Cousins' historic day and dropped 35 points in the early frame. Breece Hall continued his breakout with 197 scrimmage yards and a touchdown, and Jalen Hurts boomed yet again this week for nearly 30 points against the Cardinals.
So long, gay boys!
Angela was ready to let the dogs out this week after finally picking up steam in weeks 3 and 4, and he got very, very close to a huge upset win over Glatz in week 5. Sadly, it was all for naught as his Monday Night Football comeback fell 4 points short. Glatz continues to ride the lightning in 2nd place, while Angelo is still searching for a way out of the swamp in 8th.
Is he all there? Like, mentally?
I think so. He's just an odd guy. It's kind of weird.
Josh Allen once again led the charge for Glatz as he posted 45 points and a career high in passing yards, sending over 100 of them to Stephon Diggs, along with a touchdown. Marquise Brown rounded out the win with 22 points against the Eagles.
Listen to me, I'm going to tell you something. I know some sick people in my life. This guy is the craziest, wildest bastard I ever met in my life.
Who, this guy?
Thought he was going to eat my dick. What happened?
Rudder and Lawler have had a fairly unremarkable season so far, but their week 5 matchup with Gberg was anything but. After completing 2 massive trades last week, Gberg looked primed for a high point total, while Rudder and Lawler were just hoping to return to form this week. They got that and more as they erased a 25-point deficit on Monday Night Football to move into 5th place. Gberg, meanwhile, is looking for answers in all the wrong places as he picks up his 4th straight loss and moves into last place.
I just wish your friends were as mature as you.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Paging Dr. Faggot! Dr. Faggot!
I should go.
That's a good idea, Dr. Faggot.
Nick Chubb led the way for Rudder and Lawler in week 5 as he rumbled for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jeff Wilson had a solid outing against the Panthers, but the credit goes to Derek Carr as he delivered the win in the final minutes of Monday Night Football.
Trust me, kids, you do not want to be sitting on these benches. We call this place Loserville.
They did it, ladies and gentlemen. Ross and Packy finally got their first win of the season. Way to go, guys. We're so proud of you. Weiss was no doubt sick to his stomach after Monday Night Football and is probably lying face down in the ditch with a meth head butt-fucking his corpse. Things may actually be looking up for Ross and Packy as they move out of last place and into 9th, while Weiss is still firmly in the playoff picture, in 6th.
We are back, baby. We are back!
Leonard Fournette continues to make the Bald community proud as he dropped 36 points in the early frame. Newly acquired Dalvin Cook paid dividends for Ross and Packy and provided 26 points against the Bears. The matchup came down to Monday Night Football as Patrick Mahomes did more than enough to secure the first win for the LDFFL's last winless team.
If anything, we deserve a reward or something, like a trophy.
We're going into week 6, so that means we have to start enjoying ourselves because every coming Sunday, we're going to start dying just a little bit. The top half of the standings are all feeling good and look primed to make a serious push to the playoffs. It's shit or get off the pot time, however, for the teams in the swamp, as their window of opportunity is rapidly closing. Toodaloo, motherfuckers! And remember, if you're gonna be a dick, be a little dick.